Hi everyone, welcome back to Calm with Carlyn, yoga and meditation for your everyday life. Today we have a short class that's going to get us into a really deep stretch. This can be done at any time with just your yoga mat. I personally like to do this deep stretch either at the very beginning of the day to kind of open up my body before I start to move around, or at the very end of the day to kind of just unwind and let go of tension before I go to bed. So whenever you're doing this class, again, all you need is your mat and your breath, and we are going to get started in a child's pose. So I will see you there when you're ready. Let's come to a wide-legged child's pose. So the knees will come wide and the toes will come to touch. And the arms will just reach out in front of you. And I want you to make this a little bit more active by walking your fingertips just another centimeter or two than you normally would. So think about trying to walk your fingertips far enough out in front of you that your elbows are not touching the ground. They're lifted off of the ground. We won't be here for long. Take this opportunity to find your breath. Find some even inhales and exhales that can carry you throughout your practice today. And from here, we'll come into a twisted, threaded variation of child's pose. So just take that right palm up, thread the arm underneath the left, and come down onto your right shoulder, your right ear. Still keeping that left arm nice and active. Or maybe you take the left arm over and back. Maybe you grab your left hip crease if you want an opening in the shoulder. You can always keep it out in front of you. Just a couple breaths here. Opening up through the shoulders as we gently continue to open through the hips. Take one more inhale and stay for your exhale. And at the bottom of the exhale, just make your way back to your child's pose. And we'll take that to the other side. So you'll flip the left palm up, thread it underneath the right arm, and come down onto your left shoulder. Got a little scratch here, gonna get that. And just breathe here. Again, you can keep that right arm long, or you can take it back and around to grab for the left hip crease. I'm feeling the straight arm right now, so I'm just gonna stay. Sort of like our thread the needle pose, but our hips are a lot lower. One more inhale and exhale here. And then when you're ready, come back to your child's pose. And then we'll take it up to a tabletop position. Bring the knees hips-width distance apart. And keeping the knees right underneath the hips. You can tuck or untuck the toes, whatever feels better. We're just going to start to walk the hands forward, coming into our puppy pose. And when you reach your edge here, you'll just let your chest, your forehead, your chin melt down to the ground, opening the shoulders and the back even more. Take 3 breaths here, deep inhales, long exhales, 2 more. Your breath is a tool to open the body. Last breath here. And then we'll take it back to our tabletop position and just lift the hips for the downward facing dog. And this is one of just 2 downward facing dogs that we'll take during class today. So in this downward facing dog, just lift the right leg, doesn't have to be high, and then take the right foot in, using that down dog as a transition, and drop that right knee, come up into your low lunge. So really focusing on this stretch in the left hip flexor here as you sink into that right knee. Maybe you take the hands behind your back, interlace them, squeeze the shoulder blades together, open through the heart. Take one more breath here. And then as you're ready, slowly unwind the arms, bring the hands to frame the right foot and start to straighten through that right leg, coming into your half split. I'm gonna adjust just slightly. So if you're feeling tight, like I am feeling pretty tight, you can go ahead and bend that right knee and just let the chest drape over the thigh, keeping those right toes flexed towards the face. Getting deep into the hamstrings here, using your breath to bring you there, both mentally and physically. And then from here, we're going to pivot around to the long edge of the mat. So walk your hands to the inside of the right foot to start. And then we're going to pivot on the left knee so that the heel and the knee are in line with one another. The arms come out in front of you, and this right foot comes flat. And then from here, we're just going to sink the hips back to the heel, and then walk the hands out in front of you. And you're here in your modified side lunge pose, really getting into that right inner thigh. Allow it to lengthen with every inhale. Release tension from the body with every exhale. Take your last breath here. Full inhale. Again, stay for your exhale. And then start to walk your hands back underneath your shoulders, come back to upright, and we're just gonna pivot back around to that low lunge, bending into the right knee. And from here, we'll transition to our pigeon pose. So walking the right foot over towards the left wrist. Find an angle that works with your body. Your knee can be your leg can be in a much smaller angle. It does not have to be parallel to the top of the mat. So just find a comfortable pigeon pose for you. Stay upright for a moment or two here. And then when you're ready, if you'd like to bring it down, you can come into your resting pigeon pose. We'll be here for about 10 deep breaths. Focus on your inhales and exhales. Flex through that right foot to protect the right knee. And just be here. The mind starts to wander. Be gentle with it. Just guide it back. Nothing else to do right now besides just be in this stretch, breathing. Just a few more breaths here. Last two. I know you want to get out, but don't shorten the breaths here. Take conscious long inhales and exhales. Wait until the bottom of that second exhale. But when you arrive there, start to walk the hands back into the center of the body. Hips should be feeling something right now, whatever that is. And then just gently take your weight into your right hip, and we'll take the left leg around to the top left corner of the mat, setting up for a Janu Shirshasana seated tree pose. Instead of our traditional Janu Shirshasana where we just kind of fold forward here, we're going to take this into a little bit of a twist. So we'll start with our regular forward fold, inhaling, exhaling to come forward. Grab onto the foot if you can. And then if you want to come with me into this twisted variation, you'll take the right hand to the pinky edge side of the left foot. You'll take the left arm underneath the right, grab onto the right knee, and kind of use that resistance of hand against knee and hand against foot to twist your body underneath your right armpit. You should feel a really nice opening in your right, that's my right, your right side body, your lower back. Keep breathing. Last breath here. And at the bottom of the exhale, slowly start to unwind. And from here, we'll come into our cow face pose. So bending this left knee, setting it on top of the right leg. This is another really deep one, so stay upright if you'd like. I like to press my hands into the soles of my feet just for a little bit of grounding in this difficult posture. And you can stay here, of course, if you'd like. You can fold forward, resting the chin on the top knee. You'll feel this in both hips, but it will probably be a little bit more intense in the left hip. Take 2 more breaths. And then when you're ready, slowly start to come back up, unwinding, and we'll step right back into that final downward facing dog just to transition to the other side. This will be the last time you're here in down dog, and it's very brief. Inhale, lift, and then exhale, step the left foot in between the hands, drop the back knee, and come into your low lunge, focusing on that right hip flexor. And then from here, interlace the hands behind the back, squeeze the shoulder blades together, open through the heart, and just breathe. Third and final breath in this posture. Slowly start to uninterlace the hands. Take the hands to frame either side of the left foot, and then just start to straighten through that left leg, coming into your half split posture. Again, that left knee can bend if that would feel better. And just draping the upper body over the left leg, flexing the left toes towards the face to open through the hamstring. Take your last inhale here, Stay for that final exhale. And then take both of the hands to the inside of the left foot, and we'll come into that side lunge variation. So pivot on the right knee so that the right heel is in line with the right knee. Walk that left foot out so it's flat on the ground, and then take the hips back towards the right heel. Walk the hands forward and just fold into this modified side lunge, feeling the opening in the left inner thigh. Not the comfiest of postures, but it will certainly get the job done. We're just here for one more inhale and one more exhale. And then come back onto the palms of the hands, and we'll take it back into our low lunge, coming towards the front of the mat, and then shifting that left foot over towards the right wrist, the right side of the mat, finding an angle with that bent leg that works for you as you come into your pigeon pose. Now stay upright for a moment, find your alignment. We've already opened that right hip flexor, so hopefully you can find some comfort there. And then when you're ready, just start to walk the hands forward, coming into your resting pigeon pose for 10 breaths. I know this feels like a really long time. It's like up there with microwave minutes, but just breathe. Relax the face. Maybe bring a little soft smile to your face. Bring in some positive energy if this is a posture that brings up any negative tensions or emotions for you. Focus on your breath, watching it fill up the body. And as you exhale, watch everything just leave the body. Everything you don't need. Stress, tension, worry. All this buildup that we've stored. You just have 3 more breaths. Again, don't shorten them. Keep them long. Keep your awareness there. And take your time, but when you do find the bottom of that third exhale, start to walk the hands back into the center of the body, coming upright into your pigeon pose again. And then this time we'll take the hips over towards the left side, and we'll take that right leg out long to the top right corner of the mat, setting up for that Janu Shirshasana twisted variation. Left foot comes to right inner thigh. Inhale, lift the finger. And exhale, fold forward. And then if you're coming with me into that twisted variation, you'll take the left hand, you'll bring it to the outside of the right foot, that's the pinky edge side. And then the right arm comes underneath the left arm, and you grab for that left knee and use that leverage to just pull your body underneath the left leg, gazing past the armpit, maybe closing the eyes. Allowing the left side of the body to lengthen and the lower back to release. Two more full inhales and exhales. Last one here. And then when you're ready, slowly start to unwind, coming back to seated, and then we'll take that Gomukhasana on the other side. So bending that right knee, and the right knee comes on top of the left. Both legs are bent. Press down into the soles of the feet. Get nice and grounded here. This might be enough, but if it's not, maybe you start to fold forward. And this time, even though you're probably almost definitely feeling this in both of your hips, it should be a little bit more intense in the right hip. Two more breaths. When your body is ready, slowly start to come upright back into your seated position, and then just meet me in a comfortable seat. And this is where the choice is yours, where you head to next. So if this is a morning stretch for me, I will usually head into my morning meditation. If it's a night stretch, maybe I head right to bed or do a sleep meditation. If you'd like to take Shavasana, feel free. Maybe this was a post-workout stretch and now you're gonna go take a nice hot shower. Whatever works best for you, that is our deep stretch for today. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel, share it with friends and family, and follow me on Instagram at Calm with Carlyn, and I will see you back here next time. Namaste.